you hear about Nancy Pelosi's husband?
Yeah.
So I follow this guy on YouTube, Carl Vernon. He put this video of the guy. It's pretty interesting. Watch this.
Nancy Pelosi's husband busted for drunk driving. We've learned the House Speaker husband, Paul, was booked into the Napa County Jail last night just before midnight. Jail records show Paul Pelosi is now facing DUI charges. He bailed out this morning. Now, we reached out to Speaker Pelosi's office about this matter. In a statement, her spokesperson told us the Speaker will not be commenting on this private matter, which occurred while she was on the East Coast. By the way, it appears this was
nowhere
not
near there, officer.
I was in another state. I could.
What'd you say his name was?
So, imagine if it was Trump's kid.
Oh my God.
Imagine if that was Trump's brother or Trump's wife. It's just amazing what the media can make a point of talking about and what they won't. I mean, look how they haven't talked about Hunter Biden.
I know that guy's a legend, by the way.
A legend.
Great artist too.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Paul Pelosi's first alcohol-related arrest.
First of all, look at this guy doing the news open neck. No tie. Look at that. Getting super casual. It's got to be in California. That's got to be a California guy. That's oh yeah, that's up in San Francisco. That's up in the Bay Area. He's going no tie, open neck to do the news. Look at that silver fox. Yeah.
Records show he was arrested on similar charges back in 2018 and served 3 years probation for alcohol-related reckless driving.
Really? Did you know that?
No.
The guy's a freaking 80 million. He's like 100 millionaire. Both of them are. Him and his Nancy.
You ever drove home drunk from wine country before?
And he said, there is a quote from him. He said, "There is no excuse for being married to Nancy Pelosi." Am I right? Come on. Here's how Carl Vernon ends this video. Here's who you going to blame, right? Whose fault is it?
Putin price hike.
It's the Putin price hike. There you go. Boy, those are some. You talk about
guys.
She needs to get a sheepdog to corral those eyebrows.
I think something about her black shark-like eyes.
Those eyebrows are trying to run away. You know that. They want to get away. They want to go. They want to go live somewhere where there's health care. So there's Nancy Pelosi's. So what are you doing? You're 80 years old. You're worth $100 million. You're drunk and you're like, no one drives my car but me. Like, what the fuck is wrong? Why don't you have a driver everywhere you go? You're $100 millionaire and you're 80. Why are you still driving? And B, why are you still driving when you're drunk? I don't want to have to come back and get my car in the morning. Or he does it all the time.
Yeah, right.
He does it all the time. That's my guess. And I don't know if you heard at the end of that report there, he has a history of this. And by the way, I don't point the finger at anybody. I've driven drunk many times, irresponsibly, wrong, should never have done it. That really stopped when I moved to L.A. Because when I moved to L.A., they were like, you can't drive, they'll get you, and they will get you. And so I don't think I've ever driven drunk in Los Angeles.
They have like checkpoints and stuff here. Like,
they do.
Yeah.
You ever go through a checkpoint sober? I have.
Yeah.
I was coming home from the Comedy Magic Club. I was telling jokes down on Redondo Beach, and you turn the corner there, and there's a goddamn police check, and I'm like, you motherfuckers! I really wanted to get home, And I got to stop. I rolled down the window, and the cop goes, "You been drinking tonight?" I go, "No." He goes, "Nothing, not even one." I go, "No," like that,
Was he offering?
And that's how you would talk if you're not fucking. But if you had been drinking, I'd be like, "No, I'm fine."
Right.
That's how you would talk if you had been drinking. But if you haven't, you'd be like, "No." And that's when I realized that, like, oh, if I ever have to lie. about drinking to a cop, pretend like you really weren't drinking. How would you act then? Because they would that no, maybe one. I don't know, maybe that you can't. Then you're gonna see, come on, get out of the car. Let me say the alphabet backwards. I got pulled over in Peoria, Illinois, drunk driving. I was going down the wrong way on a busy street because I was trying to get into a Denny's. All right, so I'd been drinking after
That's a really drunk crime.
That is I know, right? And so the cop pulls me over in the parking lot, and he goes, "What are you doing? You're going the wrong way." I go, "I made the wrong." I go, "I'm not from around here. It was confusing," and I go, he goes, "You've been drinking?" I go, "Yeah, but that's why I'm trying to get in here so I could get something to eat." And I thought he'd give me some points for honesty. And so he had me do the test where you stand there with your foot out. You stand on one foot and you stick your other foot straight out. And he says, count to 20. Stick your foot out and count to 20. And I go, okay, right. So I did it and I got to 18 and I fell. And I go, 18, that's pretty good. And he goes, all right, go get something to eat. And then he didn't give me a ticket. Can you believe that?
Are those like for people to go? I thought those were all like a trick for someone to go, I can't even do this sober. Like people fall. I swear to God, somebody told me that.
So yeah, and then I heard that if they think you're high on pot, they'll ask you to close your eyes and open them when you think a minute has passed.
Really? That's probably a good test.
That's probably a good test. But I probably would pass that now. But when up until a couple years ago, that would have gotten me.
I don't think I would pass it under any circumstances, sober or high. Pretty sure I'd fail that in every case.
So it's just weird that he's a $100 He's 80 years old, and this is a problem for him, which makes me think he does it all the time. Because you would definitely call a car.
You have that money. Don't you want people driving you around?
Right? Don't you want? I do. I don't drive anymore. I have Steph drive everywhere.
I mean, he has a Porsche. He probably is like, he's young at heart.
Hey, we're doing stand-up comedy in Irvine, California, Las Vegas, San Diego, Salt Lake City, Indianapolis, Louisville, all over the place. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for tickets.